consonant E. Boys?
So, multisyllabic, week 9, day 2.
Day 2. Do you think you really need to? Okay, boys, Levi. Chase, find something to do. You know you need to have a book. All right, we're going to get started. All right, here we go. So, we've been working on multisyllabic for, this is our 3rd week. So we're going to do just a little bit of a review to make sure that we're where we're supposed to be, and then we'll go on to our new words today, okay? So I put 3 words down on a piece of paper here. I need to know what to do. So what's our first step? What do we need to do?
Dot the vowels.
Dot the vowels. All right. I like that. Now what? Dakota?
Figure out which syllables it was.
How many syllables do you see? How many? 2. How do you know there's 2? Dakota?
2 vowels.
There's 2 vowels. So there's 2 dots. So there has to be a vowel in each syllable. Now what am I going to look for here? I'm going to look for something. Victoria, what am I going to look for? Forgot? I have to divide it, right? So are there any tricks that I can use to divide this word, Victoria? Are there 2 consonants here together?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, so what do I do if there's 2 consonants here together and it's not a digraph, okay, and it's not a consonant blend? What do I do?
You split in between.
Split right in between them. So we're going to split right here. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to write 1 syllable down here. I'm going to write the other one over here. Now, as we look at this one, what comes after the A? Brooklyn? A consonant, which makes it a
Door.
door, which makes the A say what?
Consonant.
It makes it say A, which is the short vowel sounds. What are the short vowel sounds? Do you remember? A, I, Okay, so this is the A sound. Okay? Now, what do I have after this vowel? What do I have there, Jordan?
A door.
Another door? So we have double doors. Okay? What sound is that E going to make then? Eh. So let's go ahead and say these 2 syllables and then we'll say it together, okay? Absent. Absent. All right, let's try this one. This one's a little bit different. Okay? So, first step, Nathan.
Dot the vowel.
Dot the vowels. So how many syllables are we going to have? 2. But I see something different in the middle of this one. What do we do? What do you think? Nick, I see something different in the middle of this one. This one had 2 consonants and made it very easy to split, but this one doesn't have that. What's this one have? What do we have right in between those E's? Okay, it has 1 what, Hannah?
Letter in the middle.
Well, what kind of a letter though?
Consonant.
1 consonant. So, what is kind of a general rule that we could follow if there's only 1 consonant in the middle? Isaac? Before. Usually. Not always, but usually. We could try it the other way, but let's put it right there. Now, let's put our syllables down here. So E, over here. Now, what comes after that E, Brooklyn?
Nothing.
So what's it say?
It's a name.
It says its own name. What kind of a syllable is this? What kind, Brooklyn?
And open.
It's open because there's nothing that comes after it. Let's look at this one. What comes after this one? The E here, Jordan.
A door.
A door. What sound, Victoria, will that E make if there's a door after it? F. So let's say the syllables here. Event. Event. Now this is one from this week. Okay, we remember we added one. So we still do the same thing here. So what do we do first here? The very first thing we do?
Dot the vowels.
Dot the vowels. But this one has this vowel at the end, and that makes me think of something. What do we call that kind of a syllable here, Nate?
Vowel consonant E is like
The sneaky E. So what do we say? We see the E jumps over, and what's it do when it gets up here? Puts pixie dust on top of that I, and what does that I say then? What's it say, Isaac? It says what? Its own name, that's right. It says its own name. Now, we have to divide this. So we've kind of identified a syllable here, but we haven't divided it yet. We know there's two syllables here. So Dakota, what do we do?
there's a prefix.
Okay, it looks like a prefix, but you also have what right here? One consonant. Where do we normally divide if there's only one consonant in there? Right before it. So let's go ahead and put the first syllable over here, the second. Okay? So, what comes after this? E? Nothing, which makes it open. So it says its own name. But this is the new one. The E makes the I, because it's a sneaky E, makes it say its own name. Okay? So let's go ahead and say this one. Revise, revise. Now, you get your own paper, and let's go ahead and try these. I see some with no names. Nate? Brooklyn? Who wrote this? Jordan? Let's see. And this is yours. Okay. You recognize any of these? This is yours. This is yours. Okay, you all need a pencil. Okay, take a look at that top of that first column. And I'm going to give you a new one here. Is that yours, Victoria? All right.
I need pencils.
You need a pencil? All right. So look at your second column. And if your second column is goofed up, let me know. All right, just use that one. All right. So we're going to do this together to make sure that we're on the same page here. Okay? So, what's the very first thing we're going to do in our box? We're going to, everybody, dot the vowels. Go ahead and dot them. You see anything special there? What do you see special there, Brooklyn? A sneaky E. So go ahead and draw that up there and put the pixie dust so it sprinkles down. What's that A going to say? What's that A going to say, Victoria? Its own name. Now, do we have to put it down in the corners? No, because it's just one syllable. There's only one syllable here. So what is this word? Space. Okay. Now this next one could be a little bit more difficult. Let's go ahead and dot and divide and put it in the corners. Just the next one. Just do the next one and then stop. If there's a sneaky E, draw that in there too so you know how to say it.
Like in my name.
Okay, now this is a tough word, so let's go ahead and try this together. I need pencils to be set down. Let's take a look at this. Okay, let's take a look at this. This one might have tricked some of you. So as I look at this, I'm going to dot the U, I'm going to dot the E, and I see that sneaky E at the end, so I'm going to draw that in right away. Now, what am I looking for once I've done that? I'm looking for my double consonants, right? But here's the deal. What do you see as a double consonant in the middle? What do you see there? Yes. It's not a digraph, but it's a blend. So can we split the P and the R? No, normally not. That's right. So we are going to actually go right before. It's okay. That's a tough one. We haven't done a lot with blends. So let's go ahead and take a look at this. So we have the SU go over here, and the PREME go over here. We have the pixie dust come on top of the E. It says its own name. What do you notice about the SU? That's going to be what kind of a syllable, Jordan?
It's gonna be
What comes after the U?
nothing.
Nothing. So it is what kind of a syllable? What is the name of it? Help them out, Dakota. It's what kind of a syllable?
Open.
It's an open syllable. So that U is going to say its own name. So let's say this together. Okay? Let's say this. Actually, can we blend this one? Let's blend this one. Okay, you guys have to help me with this. So we have to say each sound separately. Are we ready, Nick? Here we go. S, U, R, E, M, supreme. 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 That's a hard word. All right. Now I'm going to give you a hint on the next one. The next one has a special thing in it. So be careful. Try the next one. Okay, let's stop there. We're only doing the one word here. This one really, really is a tough one. Let's see how we did on it. Okay, so I'm going to do this. I want you guys to watch. I'm just going to talk you through it a little bit, and then I might make a mistake. If I make a mistake, I want you to let me know that I made a mistake. So I'm going to dot my vowels first, and I notice right away that there's a sneaky E at the end. Okay, so the end of it is pretty easy. But when I look in the middle, I see this TH right here in the middle. That TH is a what? Yeah?
Digraph.
It is a digraph. So we can't split the digraph. But here's the deal. Do I split it before the A, or do I split it or after the A, or after the H? So we're going to try it both ways. Okay? So I'm going to write it right up here where I split it before. What sound will that A make? A, because it's open. So let's try to say this if we can. Athlete. Have you ever heard, does that sound right? Okay, so that didn't sound right. So let's go ahead and try it after the H. So now we have ATH as one syllable, and then we have the LETE as the other syllable. Okay? So what sound is that A going to mean? What sound is it going to make? Ah, it's going to make the short sound because it has the door. And the E is going to make what sound? The E sound because of the sneaky E. Okay, so let's say this word. Athlete. Athlete. Does that sound like a word we know? Very good. Here's what I want you to do. I would like you to dot and divide the rest of the words. Can you try that? All right. If you get stuck on one, let me know. Hold on, slow down here. How many consonants are in the middle here? One. So what do you normally do? Where are you going to put it? There you go. What is that? What's RE? It's a what? Did you divide that
take a look here.